Hi, my name is Riz and welcome back to my workout channel. Today I'll be taking you through a full body Pilates workout. This workout is suitable for intermediate movers. There is some beginner aspects to it, but there are also some difficult exercises that will be included in this workout. Join me on the mat for our gentle warm-up. Lying on our backs, we are going to take our knees and lower them to the left to get a nice stretch in our hips on our right side, and then we're going to switch to the other side. And we're going to go in this clock-like motion, back and forth. Next, we're going to go into a glute bridge, positioning our heels to a length where we can still reach them. We are going to push up off of the ground with our heel and our big toe, tucking in our pelvis, squeezing our glutes and our core. And then we're going to lower back to the ground. Then push back up. We're just warming up our glutes. See how you feel. One more time. And okay. Join me onto all fours. We're going to go into a cat-cow. Arching our back, looking up to the sky. And then rounding it, pushing our palms into the floor. We're also pushing our big toe and our knees into the floor as we create this rounded position. And then arching again. This is great for mobilizing and warming up the spine. Also checking in to see how your spine feels. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. One more time. Tucking our toes and creating this strong, tall stance. With our arms and our shoulders, our neck is long. So to check in to see if your stance, your all four stance is strong, is to make sure your fingers are in this high five position on the ground. You're really spreading out your fingers and you're pushing away the earth with our palms. We are locking our elbows in, so my forearm and bicep is facing in front of me. We're not scrunched up like this. We are tall, our back is neutral, our core is engaged. This position is extremely important in stabilizing ourselves and making sure we are one and connected and strong. So tucking in our toes, we are in this strong position. We're going to lift off into the ground, pushing our hips to the sky into this downward dog. Go ahead and pedal. Now pulling yourself forward into this plank, we are going to drop our hips, look up to the sky. This upward dog, tucking our toes in and back to downward dog, and then back to plank, dropping our hips and looking up to the sky. You can go ahead and go into your own pace. Last one. And finish. Okay, and that concludes our warm-up. Join me on our backs for some knee switches. So you will notice in Pilates, there's balance and lots of just physical strength and posture involved, but a lot of that comes from the strength within our core. So we're going to start off this workout with a core exercise. Lying on our backs, we are going to tuck our pelvis in. So we're not arching our backs. There's not an extreme gaping between the floor and our backs. We're tucking in. Our back is flat on the ground, lying our legs onto the floor. Speak up. We are going to bring in our left leg, like so. So, in this position right here, you'll notice this as a stretch for some, but the part where we'll be incorporating our core is when we switch legs. Now you can make this as difficult as you want. When you're switching legs, you can rest the opposing leg on the ground, or you can keep your leg lifted, like so. And then another way to make it a little bit harder is to lift your upper back off of the ground. I'm not lifting only my neck, my upper back is also being lifted off the ground. And this is when our core is working on full throttle. So our upper back is lifted on the ground, my opposing leg is lifted on the ground, and we are switching. If this becomes uncomfortable for you, then you can play around with just lying your head on the ground or resting your foot onto the ground. Starting our timer, we're going to have 30 seconds on, about 20 seconds off as we switch between exercises, and as I demo each exercise for you. So getting the timer ready and begin. Make sure you really keep your upper back lifted. We're not lifting with our necks. If you would like, you can also put your hands behind your head. Makes it a lot harder for me, at least. Or you can just hold on to your knees. Finish off on the opposing leg and finish. For our next exercise, we have plank kickbacks. So in our warm-up, as we practice, we are going to go in a plank position. We are standing tall in a plank. What that means is my arms are nice and strong. We're not bent. We're just straight. Our bicep and our forearm is facing the front of us. So our elbows are not out like so. They're turned in, so you can kind of play around with that. And our neck is tall. Our core is engaged. These are a lot of cues, but once you get them all, you'll notice that you are a lot stronger than you were before. When you find yourself failing in a plank, you can kind of squeeze your glutes or squeeze your quads. It will help you to strengthen your plank stance, because essentially we are just holding a stance off of the ground. Once we connect with the floor and engage our muscles, we're strengthening this stance and our posture. So in everyday life, we have a nice, tall posture. So we are in our plank, and then we are just lifting each leg like so. You're gonna squeeze the glute of the leg that you're lifting. So I'm squeezing this glute and I'm lowering. Squeezing, lowering. And we're gonna switch between the two. As you get tired, you may lower to your knees like so. But try to keep up off the ground. We want this to be challenging. All right, starting the timer, and let's begin. We're really pressing our fingers into the floor. As you get tired, as am I. Five more seconds. And done. All right. Next we have kneeling one-legged push-up. So what this looks like is it's almost like our plank, except we're going to push-up position. So one leg is resting on the ground, let's say our right leg, and we're going to lift up with our left, and then we're going to kneel down, chest or touches the floor, and push back up. If you can't quite get your chest, try to get the tip of your nose or just close enough you can to the ground so you can get that full range of motion. When we push on up, our leg is still in the air. So we're pushing our fingers, our palms off of the ground, we're pushing the world away, and we're gonna try to keep that left leg up the entire time. You can rest it between reps. What that will look like is bringing your leg up, pushing up, setting down, resetting, like so. All right. Setting up our timer. And let's begin. Our elbows are close to our bodies. We're not flaring out. Try to keep that leg up. You will find your right glute working as well. 2, 1. All right. Remember which leg was lifted in the air, because in the second round, we're going to switch sides. So next, we have a glute bridge or a pelvic raise, whatever you like to call it. So in this sitting position, you can position your hands any way that feels the most comfortable. It will depend on your shoulder mobility. But I'm just going to take my hand and twist it all the way behind me as my biceps faced in this direction of where I'm looking. We are going to position our feet in a length of which targets our glutes most. So not too close, because that would be our quads, not too far, because that would be our hamstrings, but somewhere right in the middle. Then we are going to lift up off of the ground, like so. Like in our warm-up when we practice our glute bridge, we are lifting off the ground with our heel and our big toe, squeezing the glutes, and our core is engaged. Try not to dip your head all the way back or bring your head too close into your chest. We want to keep that spine neutral. That's important in your head placement so you're not putting too much stress on your neck area and your spine. So setting up the timer, you're beginning now. Dropping back down, coming back up. We're really using our heels and our big toe to push up off the ground. If your toes come up a little bit, try to place them back on the ground so we can kind of get that even distribution of weight between our heel and our big toe. One more. And finished. Okay, so now you know the moves. We're going to go through all that again one more time for our second round. Laying back onto our backs and our knee switches. Go ahead and grab a drink of water. For the rest of us, when we're lying here, let's just take a deep breath before we go into the second round. Inhale. And exhale. This is our second round. Let's collect ourselves. We got this. Okay. So, laying our legs down in that starfish-like position, I'm going to go ahead and set the timer. And let's begin. And finish. All right, so next we have our plank kickbacks. So getting into plank position, I'll go ahead and set the timer. And let's begin. Lifting each leg up, like so, squeezing our glutes, pushing up off of the floor. We're pushing the world away to keep our posture, our chest, our arms all aligned and feeling strong. Five more seconds, we got this. A little shaking is okay, means you're working. And finish. Next, we have our push-up, one-legged exercise. You know what it is. Let you catch your breath. So, for our first round, I had my left leg lifted off of the ground. For this round, I'm now going to have my right leg lifted off the ground. If you follow along with me, you do the same. If you did different sides, do the opposing side. All right. Woo! Setting up our timer, and let's begin. Try to really get that chest close to the ground. Keep that leg high. Really push up off the ground. Woo! One more, we got this. And done. All right. Join me for our glute or pelvic raises. Let's collect ourselves, setting up the timer, and let's begin. Our body is moving in one motion. We're not just dropping our hips, our entire chest and glutes are moving in one motion. Really push up off the ground. One more. And done. Guys, see, that wasn't so bad. If you would like, you can do this all over again, or you can add another round. But if you're with me, let's go ahead and transition into our gentle cool down so we can tell our body it's time to relax after a workout. So lying on our backs, just like the warm-up, we are going to tick-tock our legs, our knees, back and forth. But take your time. This is the cool down. So it's the perfect space to create space for a stretch, for relaxation. Lying on our right side, you're going to take our left knee and we're going to go into a quad stretch, so you don't even have to get up. And then going onto your backs, take that same leg for the quad stretch and pull it in for a glute stretch. And breathe. Off to the other side. I'm gonna switch sides so I'm facing you. I'm just grabbing my leg, going into a quad stretch. And then coming down onto my back, the same leg, pulling it in. Reaching our leg down, then come up off the floor, back into our all fours position. You're going to come up off the ground into a downward dog. Don't be afraid, we're not going to be here too long, so tucking our toes in. Remembering that strong posture, because it doesn't matter if it's a warm-up, our workout, or even in the cool down, we want to have a strong posture. So back neutral, my arms are locked in, so my elbows are facing behind me, and I'm pushing up off the ground, my neck is tall, and I'm pushing my hips back into a downward dog. Getting a nice stretch, kind of pedal out your feet. and sit back down. Now, if you'd like, you can go into a child's pose. And breathe, relax. And if you like, you can keep cooling down and just fall right back to sleep. But for the rest of us, that concludes our Pilates full body workout. If you like this workout, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment down below. Tell me what workouts you want. What workouts are you craving for? All types of workouts are welcome. Weighted, intermediate, advanced, short, long, doesn't matter. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.